Hello, this is another edition of Light Lacrosse Ministries. We got a Bible study, and I hope everyone's blessed today and drawn closer to Jesus. Excuse me, my stomach doesn't feel good because I just ate. I don't feel good, but hope everyone has a good day today and draws closer to Jesus. Let's pray. Okay, let's have a prayer on the knees. Dear Jesus, help us today. You always Spirit in the most part. Help us to have to the utmost part. Help us to be safe when you come. Help us to be okay. Help us to love you and serve you better. Draw us closer to you and help us, Lord, and bless us. And thank you for it. In Jesus' name. Okay, so, well, if you've been following me on Twitter, I've read the entire Bible, and it was such a good read. And hope everyone knows the Bible for themselves. Yeah, I just want to go over some things here. Ecclesiastes. If you know where Ecclesiastes is, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah. So I'm at Jeremiah, Isaiah. You want to turn there with me? Isaiah, Song of Solomon, Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes. Chapter 12, verse 13 and 14. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is man's all. For God will bring every work into judgment, including every secret thing, whether good or evil. So, yeah. So, if you want to know about God, go to the Bible. If you want to know about life, go to your parents. If you don't have good parents, then go to a wise counselor, a pastor, a teacher, someone you would really respect, and then go to them and they'll give you good advice. If you don't have that, then you can just go to Jesus and he'll bless you. He'll take care of you. I'm thinking of a text here, but I don't know where it is. Psalms chapter 37, verse 25. This is one of the texts I was thinking about. Psalms chapter 37, verse 25. I have been young and now I am old. Yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his descendants begging bread. So, God's not going to forsake the righteous. God's not going to forsake the righteous. And men and women, boys and girls. He's not going to forsake us. So, we have to go to him and he'll give us advice. He'll give us counsel. And Psalms chapter 55, verse 22. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he shall sustain you. He shall never permit the righteous to be moved. There it is again. The righteous never being moved, or the righteous being righteous, the righteous never being moved, and that God would sustain us. He will sustain us. Psalms 55, verse 22. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he shall sustain you. He shall never permit the righteous to be moved. And then this one. If you think about it, if you're awake at night and you can't sleep, you can talk to God, even if it's just a little bit. If you can't talk to Him all night, just talk to Him a little bit, anyways. Psalms 121, verse 1 and 2. I will lift up my eyes to the hills, from whence comes my help. My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve you from all evil. He shall preserve your soul. The Lord shall preserve your going out and your coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. That's Psalms 121, verse 5 to 8, and then verse 1 to 4 on the other page. Psalms 121, verse 1 to 4 on that page, ending with shall neither slumber nor sleep. And Psalms 121, verse 5 to 8, starting with the Lord is your keeper. So, yeah, so the Lord is our keeper. He'll help us, He'll bless us. He's patient. He's so patient with us. And I want to end with this, the love chapter, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. This is talking about the greatest gift, which is love. And verse 4, love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. But whether there are prophecies, they'll fail. Whether there are tongues, they'll cease. Whether there is knowledge, it will vanish away. So look at all those things that love does. Love is pretty wonderful. It suffers long, is kind, does not envy, does not parade itself, is not puffed up. Meaning there's going to be a lot less fights if there's love. If love is involved, there's going to be a lot less fights. And does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil. And all this because of love. All this because of Jesus. Bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, love never fails. There does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Is not puffed up, does not parade itself, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil. All these wonderful things, that's what love does. That's what love in humanity does. That's what love in God does. That's what God is love. So God does all these things. And He does all these things perfectly. So, yeah, I hope your cross has been enlightened. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, help us to draw closer to you, save us in your kingdom. Help us to love like you would love, Lord. Help us to love like you would love. Help us to love perfectly. In Jesus' name I pray, thank you and praise you. Hope your cross has been enlightened.